Welcome to our last and final session of yoga being taken live by me. Today we'll be doing a little bit of pranayam, a little basic, which you can incorporate in your daily lives. It won't be the detailed ones or the gimmicky types which are sometimes delivered by people in falsely claiming the different benefits that they have and etc. So we'll begin with Surya Namaskar as usual, because we need to maintain a posture for a few minutes to in case of later practices, I hope till an hour maybe. So we'll do a little warm up so that our body is more malleable or is able to adjust to the pose. So let's begin with Surya Namaskar as usual. Take your stance and we begin. 1, 2, 3. As usual, back straight, knee straight. 4, look up. 5, glutes, abdomen. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12. Once again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, glutes, abdomen. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Another 4 to go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12. Another 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Another 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Last one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And relax. Okay. So we'll be doing a little bit of meditation as well as pranayam today. Okay. In pranayam, we'll be doing Bhramari and Nadi Shodhana pranayam. Okay, these are two of the easiest ones which can be practiced by anyone. Okay, speaking of pranayam, I think we already spoke about prana, that is the vital force of life, in day 1. Okay, that is the air we breathe in from the surroundings and the energy that we obtain from it. Okay, so what is pranayam? Would be, it's defined as a technique of breath control by Patanjali himself. Okay, so basically, according to him, anytime that you stop or alter your breathing patterns, you are doing pranayam. Okay, and there are basically 3 phases of breathing in pranayam. One would be inhalation, which is known as Puraka in yogic terms. The breath hold is called as Kumbhaka, and exhalation is called as Rechaka. Okay, now ideally we do not practice pranayam until we are comfortable or we have obtained mastery over the asanas, okay, specifically the meditative postures, because the control or achieving control over asana as well as breathing while performing the asana will indirectly, no, not direct, indirectly, it will directly affect your performance in pranayam, which is the reason why we first practice asana, and today we are doing pranayam. Okay, ideally we don't even start after 10 days, we take longer than this. But don't confuse pranayam with meditation. Meditation is just finding stillness in the mind, whereas pranayam is breath control along with it. So meditation can be performed anytime. It's not an issue even if you're a beginner on day 1 itself. But pranayam is something you should practice once you have obtained mastery over asana itself. Okay, so there's a common misconception about pranayam where people say that performing pranayam increases the oxygen level in the body. Okay, actually that is a misconception which I'd like to clear. Pranayam, according to me, it affects our body in 2 main ways. Okay, one would be it increases your tolerance to lower oxygen levels, because we are holding our breath as well as exhaling slowly, so we are increasing the time where we are getting fresh, increasing the time to which we are going to get a new breath. Okay, you get what I mean. And the second way is it is actually making your body more receptive to the oxygen that you're inhaling, as well as it is improving or say facilitating the diffusion process that is occurring at the alveoli. So these are 2 different things that are happening during pranayam, and it is beneficial to our body, and it is not actually raising our oxygen levels. Scientifically speaking, if you raise your oxygen levels, I'm mentioning this because there was a time of, I think a few months ago, when the oxygen level had dropped in Delhi, I guess, and people were like selling oxygen in canisters, and people were just buying it off because oxygen is good for health and all that. The thing is that too much oxygen is also not good, because it tends to form free radicals in our body, which is actually toxic. So it has a deleterious effect on our body rather than helping us survive. Okay, so that's the irony of oxygen, which we consider a vital, essential thing for life. So keep that in mind. So we'll begin. So assume a posture which you're comfortable in. I think Sukhasana is something which everyone would be comfortable in. So assume Sukhasana. If you want to sit in Vajrasana, you may sit in Vajrasana. If you want to sit in Siddhasana, that is also fine. Okay, but see to that you are comfortable in the posture. If you need to use a pillow on the back, feel free to use it. We'll be performing Nadi Shodhana Pranayam first. Okay, for that you need to know this mudra that is called Nasika Mudra. Okay, that is your last two fingers are pointed out, your middle finger and your index finger are inwards, okay, towards the palmar aspect, and your thumb is also pointing out or extended. Okay, so what I'll explain in how this is done. Okay, first you close the right nostril, okay, and you breathe in and breathe out 5 times from the left side. Okay, we're doing the stage 1. There are various stages, by the way. We're doing stage 1, which is considered as a beginner level. The following stages have slight modifications to it. So we're doing stage 1 right now, in which you close, I'll make it easier, you close one side of your nostril and you breathe in 5 times from the opposite side. Okay, after that you close the one which we were breathing from, and you open the closed one, and now you breathe 5 times from the previous one. Okay, so we assume we started from the right side, we breathe 5 times from the left side, now we close the left side and we breathe 5 times from the right side. Okay, so we do this for a repetition of 10, that is 10 each. So we'll start. Okay, right hand, the camera is inverted. Okay, I'm using my right hand, this is my right hand. So close your right nostril, close your eyes also, just listen to my commands. Close your right nostril, assume the mudra, and also if you want to, you can focus on your Agya Chakra, okay, the center of your forehead, that is your third eye. So close your right nostril and breathe deeply from your left side. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Okay, now you switch to the other side. Keep your eyes closed. Initially you can breathe normally at a 1:1 ratio. Later on you can switch to 1:2, okay, as per comfort. Your other hand you can place in Chin Mudra, that is your index finger and your thumb together on your knee. Okay, just place it that way. Now breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, switch to the other side again. Close your right nostril, open your left nostril, breathe in, breathe out, 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 switch to the other side. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Keep both your hands on your knees in Chin Mudra. Perform normal breathing for a few seconds. Do not tense your back while sitting straight. Maintain an erect posture, but try to be relaxed. Keep your eyes closed, okay? Just follow my instruction now. Take your index finger of both your hands, okay? We're doing Bhramari now. So index fingers goes into your ear, okay? Do not push the fingers inside the ear. Just cover the opening, okay? First listen to my instruction, then completely cover, okay? So you place the fingertips on the opening of the ear, okay? And you breathe in, and as you breathe out, that is, as you exhale, you produce a humming sound, as in okay? But while doing so, you have to keep your teeth slightly apart. That is, there should be a slight gap between the teeth. This is so as to sort of amplify the sound of the humming, kind of sort of like the tuning fork. If you have seen a tuning fork, it amplifies the sound that is passed in between. Okay, so index fingers placed on the openings of the ear. Okay, elbows to the side. Do not press your ears. Keep a small gap in between your teeth. Do not completely seal your mouth, but close your lips. Okay, breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Slowly keep your hands in Chin Mudra again on your knees. So this was Bhramari. Now we will do 10 minutes of meditation, okay, while chanting Om. So breathe in, focus on your third eye. Slowly bring your hands together and rub your palms, creating a slight friction in between your hands. Okay, do not press hard, just rub lightly to feel the friction and the warmth. Do not open your eyes yet. Rub. Now slowly cup the hands over your eyes. Do not press your eyes, just gently place it over your eyes. Feel the warmth in your palm. Slowly spread it across your face. And gently open your eyes. Okay, so we have maybe done around 10 minutes, I think, and a few pointers I'd like to give to people while doing Bhramari and also while doing normal meditation and chanting Om is when you're chanting or when you're humming, okay, try to feel the buzz or the vibrations in the frontal area. Okay, we are already focusing on the third eye. Okay, so it shouldn't be difficult to focus on the vibrations around that area. That helps a lot. Also, I have another method of meditation. It's more or less an unorthodox types. The type, like, I mean, I feel more comfortable with that sometimes. So I prefer that in early morning sessions. Say if I'm meditating in the morning, that is what I do is I play a soundtrack which has positive affirmations. So I play it as I'm meditating. You could give it a try too. It's a really nice thing if you're comfortable with it. Some people are not comfortable with voices during meditation. I'll upload the audio clip, and maybe tomorrow morning if you feel like trying it, you play the track as you're meditating. Okay, once again we did Bhramari and Nadi Shodhana Pranayam. These are two of the basic pranayams. I have not gone into more of the variations because we haven't practiced yoga that much to go to that extent. Like some people might be wondering about bandhas. There are like 8 bandhas, and we need to use these bandhas at different points while practicing pranayam in order to reap better benefits out of it. But in order to learn bandha, we should be already master over our breathing pattern. So we are not there yet. So I would prefer if you people practice this first and later on progress to bandhas. Okay, there are a lot of books out there if you feel like reading more about yoga. There's a book written by my dad also. Feel free to read it if you want to. And also about regarding the postures while meditating. Like I said, you can choose any posture that you're comfortable in, and some people might wonder why I did not choose Shavasana. Okay, Shavasana is a extremely relaxative position, and the issue here is people tend to fall asleep. So the purpose of meditation is completely lost. Okay, so we do not use Shavasana while meditating. Okay, we use it more as a relaxation technique. Say if we're doing deep relaxations or say post practice after a quick yoga session, you can practice it towards the end. But we do not use Shavasana at all for pranayam. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed our 10-day course. Keep checking out our page and also the Instagram page, because I will be uploading a few more photos as well as videos that are related to yoga or health in general. Okay, so keep tuned and stay healthy. Okay. and also keep practicing.